has surpassed the tipping point. It's lethal now. Leave the area while you still can.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no.
Perfect. Everything.
Hey, welcome to my small video. Today we will be talking about underutilized synergies that will make our solo level cap void cascade runs much more comfortable. In my opinion, the hardest part about the level cap runs is the energy management. Especially when a lot of our enemies use magnetic damage type to drain our energy, like the Thraxes and the energy leech Eximus units. So, how did I solve that problem? In this build we will be utilizing two specific mods that isn't commonly used on frames like Rhino, in combination with one specific element subsume. We will be using Energy Nexus for the small amount of energy per second it provides. And then we will pair it with Arc and Stretch for a total of 5 energy per second. And of course, we are using Nourish when energy is in question, multiplying our 5 energy per second depending on our ability strength. But you probably have a question, how do we proc Arc and Stretch? Well, we are using Diriga specifically as our companion, because it has an exclusive mod called Arc Coil which zaps up to 7 targets in a small area. And yes, this is considered an ability, which procs our Arc and Stretch. Let's see it in action. As you can see, our Diriga procs our Arc and Stretch automatically, giving us extra energy. Here's a rough comparison on how much energy we are regenerating depending on the situation. And now for our Sentinel build. Manifold Bond allows our Arc Coil to apply all the damage type from our companion weapon with 100% status chance, including from buffs like Nourish. Astral Bond is mainly here for the amp ammo efficiency. Void damage provided to companion cannot damage Thraxes, or apply its status effect through manifold bond, so ignore that. Might be bugged, or not, can't say. Tenacious Bond provides our weapons with 1.2x final critical multiplier if our companion's weapon critical strike chance is 50% or more. Duplex Bond makes an invulnerable clone of our companion that draws aggro. As you can see, our companion here is quite valuable, but they always die, so how do we solve that problem? We will be utilizing recovery time reduction for our companion, to achieve nearly 100% uptime. We will use primed regen to get our recovery time from 60 seconds down to 25 seconds, and then we will pair that with Momentous Bond. Momentous Bond reduces our companion's recovery time by 18 seconds, whenever we kill an Eximus unit, meaning, with 25 seconds of recovery time, all we need to do is kill 2 Eximus units to revive our companion, and we know how plentiful Eximus units are in Void Cascade. And not only that, Eximus units kills also provides our companion with a random elemental damage type for 30 seconds. And you guessed it right, this buff works with Manifold Bond, granting us a random status effect to proc with Arc Coil. And for our companion weapon build, if you have the budget, use Laser Rifle. If not, you can use Vulklok. Why? Because Laser Rifle requires a critical chance Riven to achieve 50% critical chance, for Tenacious Bond 1.2 times final critical damage multiplier buff. We will be modding our companion weapon with damage type that we do not have on our main weapon or our primer. Most commonly, magnetic, radiation, and gas. But, corrosive is also a good idea if you're not a fan of priming. Also viral, if you're not using Nourish Subsume. Here is the Laser Rifle build. I will repeat, Riven is mandatory for Laser Rifle, if you're using Tenacious Bond. And here is the Vulklok build. As you can see, we are at 87.5% critical chance with just the point strike. So, what is the difference between Laser Rifle and Vulklok? If you look at Vulklok, we only have magnetic, radiation, and gas damage type to apply with our Arc Coil. Also look at that pathetic fire rate, Vulklok cannot reliably apply status effects from its auto attacks. And here is the Laser Rifle. As you can see, we have additional damage types, such as, impact, puncture, and slash. Also gas, thanks to our Riven. But that's not all, Laser Rifle also have a 6.5 fire rate, which is really useful for applying status effects through its auto attacks. Let's see both of this weapon in action. It's evident how much better the Laser Rifle is, compared to the Vulklok. So in my opinion, it's worth investing into a Laser Rifle Riven. As for the Rhino build, I am using 2 Violet Archon Shard in this build for melee critical damage. This Archon Shard is equivalent to 2 Crimson Archon Shards, if our maximum energy is more than 500. Pair that with 1 Tor Forged Azure Archon Shard, and we will achieve 502 maximum energy. Also we are using 1 Cast Speed, and 1 Parkour Velocity Archon Shard. This Archon Shard setup is really expensive, so if you don't have spare ones lying around, I wouldn't recommend this setup. 3 Crimson Shards for more ability strength is more than enough for damage, and also better if you're playing in a squad. Rhino is a really good weapon platform for aim. You can use any weapon with him and it will most likely perform. As for the mods, it's just a standard maximum ability strength build, but with the energy nexus, and Archon stretch that I explained earlier. Remember, this setup revolves around Nourish. But what if you don't want to use Nourish? Well, I would highly recommend subsuming Silence. Why Silence? Because Silence prevents our enemies from casting their abilities, including Eximus, and Thrax units. Meaning, Thraxes cannot go invulnerable and hit us with their magnetic damage type abilities. indirectly increasing our energy sustain. Also, if you're going to use Equilibrium, remember to use the Synth Deconstruct mod, for more health orb drops. As for the Cerata build, this setup revolves around the melee duplicate arcane. To explain melee duplicate quickly, it says on base critical chance, our attacks can hit 2 times. This includes our Glaive manual detonations, and the small detonation from Volatile quick return mod. And the new galvanized steel mod is really broken for this because, number 1, it gives us just enough critical chance to hit a yellow crit, but not enough critical chance for an orange crit. Meaning, we are guaranteed to proc the melee duplicate arcane every time we attack, assuming it's rank 5. Number 2, it gives us more critical damage multiplier, which boosts our initial hit damage, but also boost our forced status procs. As for galvanized reflex, it's another broken melee mod that puts us at 5 times combo multiplier baseline. If you're not familiar with combo multipliers, here's the chart. And then we will just boost our heavy attack wind-up speed. If you're not familiar with this stat, it's basically the attack speed stat for heavy attacks. And Volatile quick return. This mod is very important. Not only does it increases our heavy attack manual detonation AoE, it also introduces a cool mechanic. And for the Glaive Prime build, it's the same as the Cerata build, the only difference is our last mod. As for our primer, we are running a standard corrosive, heat, Epitaph build. Nothing special. And lastly, for our operator, we are using the standard amp arcanes. Eternal Eradicate plus Eternal Onslaught combo. We can proc the Eternal Eradicate arcane by using the Madirai focus skill, Contamination Wave. As for Eternal Onslaught, we need to deplete our energy to proc it. It can be done by using the Madirai focus ability, Void Strike, or by spamming 4 Contamination Wave. Alternatively, spamming 3 Contamination Wave and doing 1 Void Sling. As for our amp, in my opinion, the 5-4-7 combo is overall the best. Because it's easier to use than 1-4-7, but still does enough damage to instantly kill a level 9999 Thrax with headshots. Well, I guess that's it for this video. I hope I didn't forget anything. Thank you for watching. See ya.
Exalizer, working on backups. Exalizer spent. We're down an Exalizer, working on backups. Cascade intensifying. Exalizer, working on backups. This discovery might interest you. Exalizer spent. We're down an Exalizer, working on backups.
The relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
Exalizer suppressed. Purge it before it makes the contamination worse. Keep any roaming thrax away from that Exalizer until it discharges. That'll make this Cascade in the bud. Down an Exalizer, working on backups. Spent Exalizer has been retired. Exalizer spent. Ah, the void has manifested something other than a nightmare.